Okay, I'm going to go through the first question of the homework. The question being here, is the word actually used more in written English or spoken English? So this is quite a straightforward one. We can do a simple search because actually is not a word which changes at all as an adverb. As you'll notice, I'm in BNC. Make concordance. So we'll note that actually is a very frequent word, 25,000 times, more than 25,000 times, and that is a normalized figure of 226 per million. We divide it by 100 roughly, because it's 100 million, the corpus. Okay, so to find out whether it's more used in written or spoken, we just come straight down here, look at text types, and this will give us a good idea. So this, well, first of all, let's just explain what this is. So we've got the frequency in the different parts of the corpus. Now you'll remember that although the frequency in the written part seems to be higher, these parts of the corpus are much smaller. So as a result, the relative frequency is going to be much higher in these. Now, relative is not the same as normalized. It's a different figure. You don't actually need to know how it's calculated, but you just need to understand what it means. So what it's done is it's taken the whole, the number of hits, the frequency of actually, and then it's comparing it, relatively speaking, if actually was distributed evenly across the corpus, what would you expect it to be? And in this case, you'd expect it to be, this is only 57% of what you'd expect if it was evenly distributed, whereas this one is 594%, so it's nearly 6 times as frequent as you'd expect based on the size of this bit of the corpus compared to the size of the other bits. That's basically what it means. So this is, and the thickness of this line tells you how much evidence they have for it. So it's quite a clever way of showing it. The length of the line is obviously how big or small, how much bigger or smaller it is than expected, and the thickness is the amount of evidence they have for this. So you see, definitely spoken is much higher. And the one where it's the highest is spoken context governed. That's quite interesting. So that means that it's speeches, lectures, classes, things like that. Perhaps that's to be expected, bearing in mind the kind of discourse that's involved. So if we had a quick look, we could see within that what kind of things it's used in, what kind of cases it's used in. Right, so that's question 1. Of course, you could have gone through, done a search for actually, and then, so I'm doing the wrong place, then looked in different text types. So you could have done it by spoken demographic, by written, and that would have been a different way of doing it. But this is the simplest way.